Alright, boys, the old Manticore and the Deus 2 out here. You know, the old sharpshooter is one of the few people that I ever see talk about what you're going to see here. A lot of people do videos with nails over the plane of coins and relics, gold coins, and at the same plane. Well, what about under your target? Iron under your target. That's a U.S. nickel with a piece of flat iron on it, and you see that foam there about 1 inch thick. Deus 2 users, especially the new ones, should watch this video. Now you're going to see some people out there, you know, that are mad catting around with the Deus 2 version 1.1, 2.0, you know, and they're the experts, so to speak. Well, Sharpshooter don't claim to be no expert, but Sharpshooter knows a whole lot about this machine right here. He knows a whole lot about that Manticore too, because I've used them a whole lot and put them through a lot of different scenarios. Okay, so you're going to hear a lot of people using this machine. Oh, I'm in a high iron sight and I'm running the silencer at 1, running sensitive FT. Well, is that necessarily the smartest thing for you to be doing all the time? Or, said another way, could you be fooled? Could you run higher silencer on this machine in some detecting scenarios and actually dig a target that you might otherwise pass? Well, I'll let you watch this video and you get to draw your own conclusion. We'll look at sensitive FT only on the Deus 2. We'll turn the Manticore on. I'm in version 2.0.0, 11-inch coil. Sensitive FT. Speed 3. You're at an old high iron sight. 6.8's the Deus. Silencer's at 1. We are in full tones. The offset's at 10. A lot of people like an offset of 10. And you see that nickel there, and you see that old flat iron under it. Well, what does it sound like from about 3 or 4 inches above? You hear that? Now, a lot of people would listen to that target and they'd probably say, oh, that's iron. That ain't no good signal. I hear iron buzz. You hear that? The signal is corrupted because of the flat iron, and it's under the nickel, about 1 inch. Now, remember, you can have bigger flat iron. The flat iron can be closer to the nickel. It can be farther away. So that was silencer 1. I'm going to sweep this again. You hear that? Alright, now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to raise the silencer. Here's 2. What does it sound like? Alright. Let's go back in here again and raise the silencer to 3. What does it sound like? You hear that? That's a better sounding signal, ain't it? Listen to that. Cleaner. You'd probably dig that more so, odds-wise, than a silencer of 1 setting, wouldn't you? Listen. Silencer 3. And silencer 1. Alright. Now you don't know there's flat iron down there necessarily with this machine, you know. You don't have a pictorial to really tell you that. The XY screen, you know, I'm not going to show that, but it'd be jumping all over the place on that target. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera off, turn the Deus 2 off, and we're going to fire up the Manticore. Okay, Manticore. It's on 22 sensitivity. All-terrain low conductors. We'll look at speeds 5 and 6. Upper fast limits number 7. Now, I'm going to go in here. I'm intentionally taking out this lower Ferris limits. There was no bottle cap on the Deus 2. when I showed it. Okay? So you hear that signal, and you see that ID. Look down there in that screen. That sounds clean, don't it? Now remember, upper ferrous limit 7 running all-terrain low conductor speed 6, boys. This machine will hunt an iron, okay? Don't think it won't. So which sounds better? Silencer 1, sensitive FT on that machine, an offset of 10, or this machine here. Now if you'll notice, you'll see that trace screen is trying to connect. Now, I'm going to give you Manticore users out there new to this machine some advice. Better to run this machine a little slower when dependent on that trace screen. Now, I lowered the speed to 5. Okay? But you hear how clean that sounds. That's clean, ain't it, boys? Now, just out of curiosity here, what I'll do, I'm going to raise the upper ferrous limits to 9. Probably not quite as clean. Still pretty clean, though. Okay, I'm going to let them back down to 7. Okay. Now that's the same target scenario that you heard on that Deus 2. I'll even rotate over here. Now that's not textbook standalone nickel sounding signal on this machine. ID is compromised. But you get to hear that. Now I'm going to remove this nickel here. Alright, let you get a good look at that flat iron there. Alright, now what does it sound like on this machine now? And notice what happens to the trace screen. See that down there? That's that flat iron in that bottom layer. See the difference? Alright. Now I'm going to put the phone back up here. Put the nickel back on there. See what happens. So the tone changes and the screen just, I'm going to mash the horseshoe button. Now the nickel is up there. You see what we have, and you can see there's a connecting line in there. Alright. Let's take the nickel off. I'll just leave the phone up there. Hear the difference? Hear the difference. Now if you get over the target, see how I'm wiggling that call? That line, that connecting line is not building very much. It's hard for you to see in that camera. Alright, when I put this nickel in here, and I come back over this, changes that trace somewhat. Okay, and I'm going to turn this camera back off briefly. Okay, camera back on. I've turned the Deus 2 back on because some people may be wondering about this. I'm back in the sensitive FT program 6.8. Deus silencer is at 1. Offset is at 10. Notice what I've done here. Some people may be saying, oh, I've notched the machine from 00 to 31. What does this sound like? Well, it still don't sound very good, does it? Turn iron volume to 0. So you see there, I can't get that, I can't get silencer 1. That's not sounding as clean as that machine. Can I? Speed 3. Full tones, okay? Just thought I would show that, okay? So that, you hear them kind of signals in the wild with this machine, you may think, oh, that's iron. Not to mention the fact, I'm gonna take the notch back out of the machine. Okay, now, FET it is off. I'm gonna turn it on. The ID on that target goes from 90 down to 40. 89 to 40 on sweeps. So if you was basing it on the ID behavior, you'd go, oh, that's iron. Now, since I've got this camera here, I'm gonna pick the nickel up. Alright, what do we get? You hear that? 86 in the meter. Now there's no nickel down there. Silencer to 3. Quite the difference, huh? That's going to conclude the video. I hope everybody has a nice day.